Hello, welcome to, I know, Chef Tavar kitchen. Just happen to have a hankering for making a, actually making a Holland, no, not a hollandaise, but a béarnaise sauce. It just popped into my mind that I needed to make one, and really this whole thing is just for me to practice making my béarnaise. Um, So when I looked in the refrigerator to find out, well, what can I put my béarnaise sauce onto? Okay, what I found was these raviolis. Let's see, this one's the cheese ravioli. This one here is more interesting. This is the spinach and cheese ravioli. That's the one I want to use right there. I also found these asparaguses, yeah, in the refrigerator, and eggs, right? So the way this is going to roll is like this. We're going to heat up the ravioli, and use it as the base on the bottom of a nice white plate. We are then going to put over the top of that ravioli fried eggs sunny side, right there. Yep. And we're going to garnish the dish with asparagus. And then we're going to pour this béarnaise based sauce over the top of the whole thing. Okay? Now I'm here in the process of starting to make the béarnaise sauce. First and foremost, started to clarify the butter. See how the milk fat sinks to the bottom and rises to the top? Some go to the top, some go to the bottom. I'm not sure why, but the stuff we want is the yellow stuff in between. That's the clarified butter. Okay? That is then the clarified butter, after we clean it up, is going to be added to these egg yolks in a bain de Marie, which is I don't know what you call that. Bain de Marie? My mother called it baño de Maria, which is exactly what that means in French, which is basically hot water. See, right there. A bowl in hot water, just like that, to cook the eggs in there. So it's a very, very mild heat that gets to the eggs. Right? But in the meantime, I'm going to use that hot water to cook my ravioli. So, here we go. Let's put these in there. And I don't know what you call this dish, but I do know it's going to be delish, because I know how to make a nice hollandaise sauce, and the béarnaise is just a sister of the hollandaise being the mother sauce. One of the 5 French mother sauces is hollandaise. Oops, there you go. Video back over this way. Also looking forward to going to Kyle's house at some point and making my oxtails with white rice. Everybody seems to love that. Okay, so I'm going to cook this up a little bit, just like I would do any pasta. And I'll drain it and pull them out of there. And might cook them in fry them up in a little butter afterwards. We'll see. Just to give them a little color. So, in the meantime, this interesting version of the béarnaise that I'm doing requires, get this, something that I've done in other stuff. the egg whites that were separated out of those eggs need to be beat up into like a meringue, which I'm not going to do with that fork, so I'm going to need my beater. So, and then after you've done that, you fold the egg whites into the béarnaise sauce after the béarnaise has been completed. Okay, let me make some room over here for my beater. Okay, let's plug this in. See where it goes from there. Okay, let's get that going. Put a whisk on it. Excuse me. I get all this here. I'm recording this on my iPhone. So, there you go. Beater is ready. Pour your egg whites into the beater and let that guy go to work. Okay, at full speed. And then when he becomes a meringue, we're going to stop beating it. I don't want it too stiff, because we don't want the hollandaise or the sauce to be too stiff. So this is interesting. Now another variation on this is to whip up cream, but I really like this version where you whip up the egg whites. That's about it, I think. Let's take a look at that. I think that's marvelous. That is absolutely beautiful. Some nice looking beat up egg meringue there. Okay, so the next step is clear out the clarified butter, check on the cooking raviolis. I'm just touching them in the center. They seem to be good. I can't imagine this is going to take too long here. Just a little bit longer and I'll pull those guys out of there. They're going to give a base to my dish. Okay? So let's clean up the clarified butter. Nice tablespoon. I have to pour it somewhere, so let's put it in this bowl here. Okay, so this is the milk fat. I'm going to skim it off. See how it's coming off right there? I'll get that stuff out of the way. This, of course, was cheating because I microwaved the butter. Who the heck if it turns out the exact same way, why do it on the pan? Trying to control the temperature to clarify the butter. Because if you pass it, it's just going to turn to brown mush. There is the skimmed off top. Now I will simply pour that out into some bowl that I could use to store my clarified butter. Where would I do that? Okay, let's use another clean bowl here. We don't want any of that milk fat in there. By the way, so why clarified butter? Because ta-da, the clarified butter has like a seriously much higher burning point and won't smoke up. All that milk fat is what burns when you. There you go. That's the good stuff right there. leave that white stuff in the base there. Leave it back there. You don't want that. That's more milk fat. Hey, Mr. Milk Fat, stay right there. Milk fat. See? That's the stuff that burns off when you're cooking butter. This now is clarified butter, albeit a bit murky. Still some milk fat in there, I see it. But it's much better. Okay? Here, that's my clarified butter. Got a whole bunch of it there. All right. More than I need for this recipe. So that clarified butter and these egg yolks will make your base sauce. That, along with lemon and a little cayenne pepper, or maybe some white pepper, will make your hollandaise sauce if you do it just right in the water bath. Okay, time to pull out these lovely raviolis. Pull them right out of there. Hold on. Let's get a draining spoon. Yep. Here it is. Okay. And let these let these dry out. And then we're going to eventually cook them one more time in some butter, just to give it a little crustiness. First, instead of white onions, I'm just going to use red onions since I don't have shallots. Secondly, I got real lucky and found this in my cupboard. Yeah, baby. I'm using that as my vinegar. Also found some nice pink Himalayan salt. Okay, I'll use that. A little tarragon, which I wasn't going to use because that's traditional, but I am going to use it now. And of course the peppercorns. So I pour a quarter cup of the white balsamic vinegar into a pan and start heating that up for the reduction. And then I'm going to take my red onions, cook those babies right over there. Let's get that going. Here we go. Just get the red onions right into the vinegar. It's going to be nice. Yum. There you go. That's looking nice. There you go. Pick up the heat on that to start the reduction of the vinegar. In the meantime, we're going to add some dried tarragon leaves to that. Whoa, went a little crazy there, a little too much, because this doesn't have a sieve to the top, so I might have to pull some of that out. Although I love tarragon, but I don't think I love it that much. Let's pull some of that out of there. And it's starting to cook. Alright, that's got a nice smell to it. I'm going to add my Himalayan sea salt to that. A 3-finger pinch. One more, just for good luck. And in there. Now, let's see how I'm going to do this. Coming out. Alright, here we are. I am now starting the emulsification of the eggs for the hollandaise. There we go. Oop. Gotta go quickly here, otherwise you get a situation where it separates, and you don't want that. You gotta continue to do this. You also have to have a little bit of water nearby just in case it starts to break on you. Add a little bit of butter at a time to the egg yolk until you start seeing the emulsification of the yolk. It's starting to look good there. I see it coming along. Starting to turn lighter and lighter. You just keep adding the clarified butter. To the yolk until it emulsifies. The emulsification will look nice and silky and after you've started the emulsification, you can add a generous amount of butter to it because it won't separate after that. I can feel it already that it's starting. I've added all my butter. Strong arm here. At this point, a little bit of lemon wouldn't hurt, and also lowering this flame won't hurt. So I can see it already there, it's thickened up. Lower this. Now, I'll have my assistant continue to whisk while I get the lemon ready. A little bit of lemon. There you go. Gives it a nice brighter color, and that's it. It's done. Yep. Oh, it's starting to break. I can see it. So if it starts to break a little bit, where you see it's gonna get messed up, you add a tiny little bit just of water. And that loosens it up. There it is. Okay. Good job. There it is. This will hold for about an hour, hour and change before it gets good. A little bit more water just to keep it loose. And that, my friend, is combination slash Bernaise slash hollandaise sauce. Used for eggs Benedict, used for all sorts of delicious, yummy yummies. Now, we're done with this. So, what we're going to do is get it ready for plating. And before Mommy walks in, she probably won't even want any, but let's see.